Well, that was a kick in the nuts, wasn't it? Broncos country, welcome to a very somber episode of Keep Your Eye on the Ball, your YouTube channel dedicated to all things Denver Bronco football, amongst my other various nerdy hobbies. I am your host, Adam. I have been covering the team in some capacity since 2016. I have worked with Mile High Huddle and Mile High Sports Magazine. So yes, I do know what I'm talking about a little bit. This week, we'll be talking about about yesterday's dog poop performance versus the Indianapolis Colts. And we'll talk and vent a little bit, get some of that off our soul. Then we'll be moving on to Because It's My Show, damn it. And I'll be going over one of my nerdy hobbies and giving you some of my thoughts on that. And then I'll be giving you some of my final rando thoughts about any kind of hot button issues, but not that one. Let's jump in the episode and let's get some of that rage out of us after yesterday's loss to the Indianapolis Colts. The meat and the potatoes of the episode, the analysis of the game yesterday to the Indianapolis Colts. I will be very honest with you right now. I don't agree with the ending call. Who would if you're wearing orange and blue? But I don't think that that's the sole reason why we lost, and I'll explain why. Things that I have noticed that have set back Denver in these last two games has been one of the biggest concerns about Bo Nix heading into this season, and that is the sophomore regression. Now, I have made the argument that you could see a sophomore regression and have those steps not be super noticeable. And I think you're seeing that now. You saw that in the interception. Even though it was tipped, it wasn't a great read and it wasn't a great throw. You've seen outbursts two separate times on the sidelines between Bo Nix and Sean Payton. And while this was sold last year as something that was a benefit and how Bo Nix really was challenging Sean and Sean really likes that and yada, yada, yada. Fast forward to this year, they're still having the same communication beefs. And so now it's becoming a concern is, are they putting too much on Bo Nix? I think you can see that in the pass-run split even from yesterday. You have Nix throwing the ball 30 times for barely 200 yards, but you also have the run game with J.K. Dobbins doing really good, everybody else not having the greatest of days, but only running 25 times. With J.K. Dobbins only touching the ball 14 times. We want to take it further, take out Bo Nix's scrambles, take out the other backs, and just stick to Dobbins and Harvey, and you only have 19 carries. So to say that this is a ball control offense is not accurate. This is a Bo Nix offense, and right now that is inconsistent and sputtering due to a young player being inconsistent right now. The thing is, there's also a very easy solution for that, and that is to run the ball more. If that means you need to get RJ Harvey more involved in the offensive plan, do it. It means you have to involve J.K. Dobbins in there. Do it. But we can't keep putting the entire game on Nix's right arm until he matures a little bit. And that's not a knock on him. It's just the maturation process of a young player. And right now, I don't feel like Sean Payton's game plans are doing anything but a disservice to Bo Nix at this time. And now for my favorite segment of the show, Because It's My Show, damn it. And I get to talk about whatever I want to in this space. Today, I choose why I think James Gunn is bad for the DCU and specifically for Batman. Let me explain. I'm rewatching Superman because I did watch it in the movie theater. It was really good, and I really liked it, surprisingly, even though I think Superman is kind of a basic character. Sorry, not sorry. Watching it again, and it just... there's a lot of similarities to Guardians of the Galaxy, and I can see it a little bit more now, and that got me thinking about this. I don't know that if James Gunn is going to make a Batman movie, if his style of filmmaking is going to translate to the Batman universe. And let me be clear, I'm not saying that hoping that it doesn't do well, because as a Batman fan, I do want the project to do well. I feel like the upcoming Gunn project, Batman Brave and the Bold, is going to be more like a buddy cop thing, and I just am not feeling that. And while you can do a silly, goofy movie with Superman, I don't know that you can do the same kind of movie with Batman. And I am saying that as a Batman fan. With that being said, I know that James Gunn did a really good job with Superman. And he's done a really good job with Creature Commandos. And it seems like he has a very good direction of where he wants to take things. Nothing against that. And I feel like the way that he makes his movies and his style will fit in with what he wants to do, except with Batman, because it's a different kind of character. And that's why I feel ultimately that when the movie does come out, I'm going to have mixed feelings about it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe I'm way off, but we can have a nice chat about it. What do you say? For my final thoughts, I always try to keep things sports related because I am a sports guy on a sports channel. However, the events of the last week kind of have made me very remiss about some of my own political views lately. And so without getting into specifics, here is what I will say. There is going to be a rush to either extreme on either side. That is exactly the thing that got Charlie Kirk killed. And there's no excuse for that. Whether you agree with his political view or not, Charlie V was still a human being. And he was murdered in front of his family. And any amusement, joy, or retribution that you think is fair for that, I am sorry. In that instance, it is not. Now, with that being said, it is hard to muster compassion for a person like that, especially if you're on the opposite political ideology. However, that is exactly what makes us human, and that is exactly the thing that pushes us past instances like this, to have the conversations, to have the coming together, to move past the violence, because violence only begets more violence, and self-righteousness over that violence only begets more self-righteousness over more violence. So if it were me, put it in the past. Remember, where mercy is shown, mercy is given, and forgiveness is stronger than all of that. Keep your eye on the ball, and I'll talk to you next time.